Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Tom Worth Jr. and coming out a little bit earlier today, I woke up this morning and completely got derailed from what I thought I would be talking about when I went to bed last night. I saw an article, and as you know, I'm not a daily news cycle hound. I leave that to other people. Something comes up that's pretty important, I will see it at some point, and I target my own news searches. But I did see yesterday's video about propaganda from Russia, from RT, Russia Today, and talking points, conservative talking points. They are in lockstep with each other. And as you know, I have railed against certain individuals on this channel, like Trump, like Elon Musk, like the companies that promote these individuals, like Fox News. Well, one of the biggest Fox News personalities of them all is Tucker Carlson, or was Tucker Carlson. He was forced out, just completely shocked everyone. I still don't think Fox News has ever said why. A while ago, he was, I think at the time, their most popular show, their most popular primetime show. Every night people were subjected to what that dude said and thought. And he is a guy with a direct line to Trump. People like him and Sean Hannity, they can actually reach Trump in times of national crisis, like the Capitol riots, the insurrectionists. I had mentioned when Trump nearly, probably inadvertently, got us into World War III with Iran. I'd forgotten that Tucker Carlson actually helped talk Trump out of launching a missile strike against Iran, a preemptive missile strike, which would have started a war with Iran. Think what you will about Iran. Every single military expert or national security expert knows that an outright shooting war with Iran, not these proxy wars that we always have with them, would be disastrous, catastrophic. It cannot happen. To his credit, Tucker Carlson, this was just so crazy that he apparently helped get through to Donald Trump that you can't do this. I had also made a comment about John Bolton probably being the only one in the world who would be on board with such a strike, such a war with Iran. And not long after that incident, that's when Bolton was shown the door. So that might be the only good thing I can think of that Tucker Carlson's ever done. He was in the news last week for sitting down with a neo-Nazi podcaster. And this guy is a Holocaust denier. He says Winston Churchill, the podcaster host of Tucker Carlson, was the real villain of World War II. He says the Holocaust was not an intentional extermination. It was just some planning gone bad. This guy is vile and disgusting. And Tucker Carlson gave him a platform to espouse his poison. And Elon Musk on X, which Tucker got affiliated with for his own show after Fox News kicked him out. Elon Musk, again, this is what I'm talking about yesterday's video in my description, where I said there is a clear and obvious through line between the consistent talking points of Trump supporters, both in the media as well as his other followers. So even Elon Musk, it was a 2-hour sit down, and afterwards Elon Musk called it, quote, very interesting, worth watching. Elon Musk said that about this interview of Tucker and this neo-Nazi. Very interesting, worth watching. That's what Elon Musk puts out to his tens or hundreds of millions of followers on X. They're trying to get this guy in front of people. I have no idea why. I totally missed this story. This story is actually from last week. I totally missed it. Of course, the White House has absolutely condemned it. And Tucker Carlson's interesting because after he got kicked out of Fox News, remember why he got kicked out? They were going through a defamation suit, Fox News was, about the election lies, about voting machines, about just completely making up lies about voting machines not being trustworthy. And the company that makes a lot of them sued Fox News, and Fox News is as lawyered up as it gets, but they had to settle out of court for almost $800 million and come on and admit they were lying about everything related to these voting machines. It was about that time that Tucker Carlson got let go from Fox News, which they're not going to do unless they have to. Sure, the guy helped cost, because actually Tucker Carlson was one of the Fox personalities named personally in the lawsuit. So I don't know if that was a condition for settling the lawsuit to get that guy off the air or not. I hope it was. I can't imagine why Fox News would voluntarily let go one of their, if not the biggest moneymakers that the network had. But they did let him go, and then he went off, and he's super popular still, and he just went off and did his own thing, quickly got partnered up with Elon on X. And last February, if you'll recall, Tucker came under fire for interviewing Vladimir Putin in Moscow. This is the through line, right? You go Putin, you go Tucker Carlson, you go all of Trump supporters, because that's who's watching this stuff. I'm not watching it. I mean, you're probably not watching it. But Trump supporters are. And Carlson was the first Western journalist to interview Putin since the invasion of Ukraine by Putin. And this interview happened in February, which is around the 2-year anniversary of that invasion. Other journalists have tried. Other Western journalists have tried. They have not been allowed to interview him by the Kremlin. Why would that be? Well, Tucker's interview was so softball, so just mouthpiece of the Kremlin, would not ask him a tough question, just any lie that Putin said. Putin detailed this just complete fabricated version of the history of Russia and Ukraine going back to 2014 when Russia went into Crimea. It was just totally unchecked by Tucker Carlson. He just got to sit there in front of millions of Tucker's viewers and just lie to everyone. And the Kremlin actually praised the interview and Tucker Carlson, saying he asked basically that he asked tough but fair questions. Are they going to say that about any Western journalist actually interviewing Putin and asking tough questions? No, and we know this because they won't actually grant an interview to any legitimate Western journalist. No one. They won't do it. Only Tucker Carlson, who they handpick. So if to the commenters who say, I'm making this up, or cite your sources, what I missed was that I take for granted that people see things like that. Because usually my sources are, say, Donald Trump himself, just going in front of a camera and a microphone and saying things. So when I come on here and say what Donald Trump said, the Fox News crew doesn't believe it because they haven't seen it. Because Fox News would never show some of the crazy stuff he says and does. They're just not going to show that. It reminded me of being at my parents', and I think I was down helping my dad with his dock. It falls apart every now and then in big enough storms on the lake, and we'll put it back together. But it was just like a morning, maybe an afternoon, and I'd gone down there, and I think it was during, we were maybe going to get a verdict soon in the hush money trial. And Fox News, and that's what I had the TV on. I said I don't typically keep the TV on during the day, but if it's something big coming down like that, I'll have it on just so I'll know. Well, I get down to my parents and they have Fox News on and they're not talking about the hush money trial. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? Do Fox News viewers even know that there's a trial going on? Well, they did eventually cut to coverage of it after the verdict was in and started eviscerating the verdict and how unfair it was, and all their BS. But what Fox News was showing, rather than the verdict and the discussion about deliberation and stuff like that, they were showing a scene in New York City. It was just on the streets of New York City, and there was some police there handcuffing some guy on the sidewalk, and there was the big ticker on the thing. Their big news of the day was that the police were arresting some suspected rapist who was an illegal, undocumented immigrant. That was the national story, I guess, of the morning or of the afternoon for Fox News. If that's what you were watching, you were seeing, and I guess being terrified if you're sitting at home in Texas or in Ohio or Pennsylvania, whatever, take your pick, Arizona, and you say, I don't know how many people get raped in New York City or the United States. If it's more than zero, then it's far too many. But that picking this guy on the street, a suspected rapist because he's an undocumented immigrant, rather than any of the other tens or hundreds or thousands of suspected rapists at any given moment. That's what Fox News does. That's what Tucker Carlson was great at. That's what Sean Hannity's great at. And Tucker had to go, so he had to get with Vladdy back in February. Now he's getting with and I'm not naming this podcaster Nazi dude. I'm not gonna do that. That's the through line I'm talking about. That's the Fox News brainwashing. That is I'm citing my source. I'm citing my sources. How's this? Okay, when I will look at an article, that article was on CNN. White House condemns Tucker Carlson's Nazi propaganda interview as disgusting and sadistic insult. That was the article from September 5th, and I found it on CNN. And I typically do that. I didn't do it with that one. I'm sorry for that until just now. But typically, if I'm reading something off my phone word for word, I'll say the article date and name and the site that I got it from. So you can go read it yourself. If it's something that Trump has said with his own mouth on TV, I'm not citing that. That's just public knowledge. And if you're not watching a news source that ever shows that kind of thing, please start watching it sometimes, because it is factual. It's journalism, it's facts, it's truth. It is the things that I love most, and it is the thing that Donald Trump hates the most, that Vladimir Putin hates the most, that Tucker Carlson hates the most. These are not truthful people. These are not honest people. These are not good people. I'm sorry to say it. They're not good people, and they're not good sources of actual information. They are propaganda. They are lies. That's what I woke up reading this morning. Not what I was going to talk about, but that's okay. Good to reinforce a video the very next day with something else that I see. That's it for this morning. I'm contemplating going to 2 videos per day, which I don't know if I'm going to do that. There's certainly far more than enough material to do that, to merit that. I know some people that I subscribe to on YouTube just completely flood the zone with videos all day, and I'll unsubscribe from them. I don't want to see my subscription feed cluttered by the same person. So I don't want to have, like a morning video and then an afternoon video. I don't want to annoy people with 2 per day. If I don't do it, that would be the reason why. If I do it, then let me know in the comments if that's too often. I'm not doing it yet, but I'm thinking about it. So just wanted to give you a heads up, fair warning. One more item, very exciting personally. As you know, if you've watched from the start, I started this. It's been about 2.5 weeks since I put my first anti-Trump video out there. I had 13 subscribers at the time with my little photography YouTube channel. So in 16 days, it went from just posting a video each day about this, and with all of your comments, and I got so many comments early on with people saying, hey, just posting a comment for the algorithm or subscribing, I hope this helps, and I knew it would. And I didn't know how fast it would help, because 16 days after that first video, I crossed 1,000 subscribers on Saturday. I'm sitting at almost 1,200 now. Almost, 82,000 views through yesterday. That doesn't include today. That is mind-boggling. I didn't do this to. I never thought. Over 20,000 people watched that first video, that lifelong Republican against Trump. That very first one, over 20,000. And then video I posted on Thursday took off this weekend, and that's close to 30,000 views on that one. I mean, usually my views were a few hundred for a video, the anti-Trump videos, and a lot of them are getting up into 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 lately. You guys are interested enough in this to keep clicking, and I really appreciate it. I know there are millions of us out there, and I know that we need to keep interested in this over the next couple of months, and we will. It can seem, I know, like, it's frustrating because we see that the polls are still tight. And they're going to stay tight. That's just a reality. And we know when we go to bed on November 5th, we're not sure Kamala could be declared the winner. If she is, it's not over. If Trump is declared the winner, it's over. But we've got a long way to go until then, and we've got the debate coming up tomorrow, right? It's not going up against Monday Night Football. Smart of them. We'll finally get to see the gloves come off with her, and I'm super looking forward to that. But I just want to say thanks to everyone, and this is kind of bewildering, knowing that the 80,000 people have looked at my face for a few minutes here and there over the last 2.5 weeks. So I really appreciate it, and I do know we are all in this together, and if we can just get a few of those Trumpers to come over to our side, especially in the important states, then that could make the difference. All right, and we'll talk to you later, maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, not sure yet. Bye-bye.